All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to tonight's weather discussion. Tonight's will mainly be focused on the tropics because we do have two tropical systems in the Pacific and an area to watch in the Caribbean. Hello. Uh, yeah, here's the National Weather Service map around the country. You can see red flag warnings for Montana and Idaho, and a little excessive heat warning in Nevada, and then another red flag warning for county in um, Wyoming. Notification squad. And we also do have some flash flood warnings in Arizona, in Colorado. We do have heat advisories into New England and the Northeast. So, mm, yeah, we're gonna go to the National Hurricane Center. And looks like we have a new area to watch, that a new tropical wave coming off of Africa, and it has a 20% chance of development in the next 5 days. This is the one that been tracking since yesterday. It was at a 20%. Now it's at a low 10% chance. So yeah, here's the 5 day outlook for this one, and then this one is gonna move off of Africa and into the Caribbean. So this one doesn't look too impressive anymore. It looked like it could have formed into something, um, maybe depression at most. I don't think it'll develop into anything big. And then we have a new tropical wave coming off of Africa that has a 20% chance of development in the next 5 days. The Eastern Pacific is where it's at right now. We have Tropical Storm Eric and Tropical Storm Flossie, and we have a new area to watch. 20% chance of development in the next 5 days. Nothing looks like it's going to develop in the next 48 hours with this one, but we do have these two tropical systems. Eric is about to actually enter the Central Pacific. And so we're going to take a look at Flossie first. It's expected to become a hurricane um, by tomorrow morning. So, yeah, and just maintain that hurricane strength, get up to Cat 2 possibly as well by Friday or Saturday. Um, and here's the wind speed probabilities. Basically, guaranteed tropical storm force winds in this purple. This is for tropical storm Eric as well. So yeah, you can see the areas with the greatest chance of tropical storm force winds. Chance of 50 knot greater winds here, and you can see with Eric, um, there's actually an area where it's at 90 or above for 50 knot or greater, and then for hurricane force winds, you could see it's a much lower 50 to 60% chance in Eric, and then much lower for Flossie. Um, so we're gonna go take a look at Eric now. About to actually enter the Central Pacific. Um, it's still a tropical storm, expected to become a major hurricane, actually category 3 by Wednesday morning. So um, yeah, expect to become a major hurricane, category 3 storm. I actually want to check. Can Doesn't show what the wind speeds could be on the National Hurricane Center map, but yeah, it looks like they'll be over. One sec. All right, so information with Eric. By the time it reaches major hurricane status, wind sustained winds of 115, gust up to 138. With Eric, and it looks like it will stay to the south of Hawaii. You can see it does have this curve, so some of the smaller islands could be at risk with that one. Arrival time, actually, um part part of the Big Island is under some sort of area for tropical storm force winds, especially on the south side. It's only a 10% chance compared to the 90 or above chance out here. but it will pass just to the south of Hawaii, so we will be watching Hawaii very carefully. Strong rotation with this storm, Nebraska. Um, oh yeah, there. Wow, I'm surprised this storm in Nebraska is not tornado warned. Doesn't even have a tornado possible tag with it in the warning. It's just for golf ball sized hail. Yeah, actually, I want to pull it up on radar scope on the computer because yeah, I'm surprised this storm is not tornado warned in Nebraska. I feel like it should be warned. Nebraska. So here's this storm in Nebraska, and it does have a couplet on this. Um, a pretty strong one as well. Some large hails with it too. A lot of rain's fallen in the past hour as well, upwards of 3 inches. Um, so yeah, yeah, I think this one should have a tornado warning or something like that with it. But even when you go down, and it does now have a tornado possible tag with it on the bottom. Still think it should be warned for tornado, but it now has a tornado possible tag on it. It's better than when it was a little while ago when it just said not. It didn't have the tornado possible tag. We're gonna wait for a new update. See if we can find anything on correlation coefficient. Maybe something with it. Yeah, it's probably just a ton of rain and a bunch of hail with the storm, so it's gonna take away from us looking too good. Um, Try to get the recap going. See if it's just now it's popping up or if it's been there. Oh, there's been some rotation with this storm for quite some time. So this has had some rotation for a little bit of time with it. So it could be warned. It has the tornado possible tag with it. Um, but again, this is actually the only reason I don't think there's a warning with this one is because it's so far from the radar site. Because it's the closest radar site to the storm. See if this one works. Yeah, even here it's very far from the storm. So for the closest one to the radar site, and when you have storms like this far from the radar site, it tends to be higher up, higher levels up. So that could be one reason why it is not warned. Wait, quick. Um, type. Oops, wrong thing. Just trying to get Hawaii on here to check the European model, what it's gonna show. There it is. Hawaii. Load. This is the European model to see how close Eric will come to the Hawaiian Islands. Yeah, it's gonna bring little bit more in the way of rain, but the European model wants to keep it pretty far south, but it does want to enhance the rainfall on the island. It does bring a little curve up. And then it brings Flossie just to the north. So Hawaii is going to have a rough week or two, or next week into next week or the week after, with two potential systems threatening the islands. And you can see here's Flossie coming up to the north of the islands, and then Eric passed to the south. So very tricky forecast. I think Eric will stay to the south. Flossie is still unknown right now. Still, it does look like Flossie will make a close approach to the islands as well as Eric. And check how much rainfall these two systems will bring to the Hawaiian Islands. So that's a lot of rain right there. So yeah, it's expected for Flossie to be a Category 2 hurricane um, at its closest approach to Hawaii. That's as far as the track goes. So by Saturday, I think it was actually. I'm gonna go here again. Yeah, Hawaii will definitely have the storm surge threat with how close these are passing. Yeah, by Saturday, 8 a.m., it's forecast to be a Category 2 hurricane as well, and it's in the general vicinity or general path to Hawaii with this one. Eric is expected to stay to the south. The European model wants to bring it to the north, Flossie to the north, and Eric to the south. So, yeah, but either way, Hawaii is going to get a lot of rain. The European model forecasting, with especially with the trend, is going to lead to some definite flooding issues. European model forecasting around 13, not 3 inches, 13.1 inches on the Big Island and on Maui. So a lot of rain to come. Possibly. We're gonna check what the GFS wants to show as well. GFS, GFS doesn't show a ton of rain. It shows it all off the coast actually. So GFS probably doesn't show it. Yeah, I think the main threat will be tropical storm force winds, possibly. Yeah. Um, from Eric, we could see Eric. First because it's the closest right now. It's not a high probability of tropical storm force winds. For Hawaii, it's only about 5 to 10%. And then hurricane force winds way off to the south, east of Hawaii. So right now, not a big concern. 50 knot or greater winds still right to the south. So it's going to be cutting it close for Hawaii. So the GFS wants to bring the storm. I don't even know. I gotta check what the precip thing looks like. Because with that precip, I'm not sure where it wants to bring it. Oh yeah, power outage are definitely possible with this the storm. If it comes that close with that amount of rain as well, power outages are certainly possible. Check GFS now. Wait for all this to load up. All right, we're loaded up, ready to go. So we're gonna watch the GFS, what it wants to do with the storms. I don't even. There's Eric wants to bring it to the south of Hawaii, and then we'll see what it wants to do with Flossie. Brings Flossie to the north with little to no rainfall on the Big Island. So yeah. GFS um, isn't showing a whole lot of concern for Hawaii, but European model is definitely hinting at something. So yeah, GFS brings the heaviest rainfall just off of the coast of Hawaii, but that could move inland. The heaviest of rain is out right here. So, and Maui could see some rain fall up to 5 or more inches. And then along the coastline of Hawaii here, could see 7-ish inches, but it's way too far out for specific details. So, no need to worry right now for Hawaii. But it certainly is possible. Hawaii could get some impacts from this. So we're going to take a look at the heat here in New England, where we do have heat advisories as well, and bad air quality. We also have air quality alerts for Arizona um, and into the New England areas and into Oregon, North Carolina. So yeah, air quality alerts. We have heat advisories from New York to Maine. Um, and it does look a little weird because there's a big gap for Worcester here in southern New England and into the Berkshires. This is because it's mountainous region and doesn't get all that warm, say there doesn't get as warm there. So that's why there's no heat advisories there, and as well as along the Cape where you tend to get all the sea breeze fronts. So that's why there's no heat advisory there, but heat advisories in effect for heat indices up to 95 to 100 degrees, as well as heat advisory in California. We do have this one excessive heat warning in Nevada. We'll take a look at what it's for what the temperatures will be with this one. It does include Las Vegas, so yeah. Um, temperatures high temperatures ranging from 105 to 113. So this isn't for heat index temperatures. This is for actual temperatures 105 to 113. So very hot stuff there. Uh, uh, We'll take one last look at this storm in Nebraska. It doesn't. The rotational signature is coming down again. It's far from the radar, so that's probably why we're getting a bad signature on it. Hail. What's the hail of this one? Radar. I'm gonna see what radar is indicating for the hail. Radar is indicating hail up to 2.25 inches. Let's see what the warning's for. It's another 23 minutes. Hail up to 2 inches in diameter. So that's very large hail. That's really damaging hail right there. And it looks like this one up here is just sparked as well. Inch and a half. Looks bigger here in some of these purples. You got really bigger, some very large hail with this possible. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the weather discussion for today, Monday, July 29th, 2019. Thanks for watching and have a great evening. Stay safe out there.